What's up, everybody? Welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. Thank you for joining us out there as we bring you the news, the nerd, and look, I'm back on the table. I made it back.
Don't worry, we'll find a way to shun you again.
Anyway, thank you all out there for joining us because we've got a. It's going to be an interesting week for news. There's some ups, there's some definite lows. I couldn't be happier. Thank you to producer Cass, who's over there working the board, twisting the knobs, working the ones and twos, making everything sound good. I'm just happy to be over here. Yes, I'm giving the board operator credit this time because I have a new appreciation for doing that job all the time.
Hello, I am here, and it's gonna go back to them.
But I am Jason the X. Don't do this thing by myself. Over here is my buddy Kat.
I don't have any ups in my stories. It's just downs.
You're going to have to deal with me. I'm like in a super good mood. And over there, in honor of, yesterday was National Scissoring Day.
No.
My good friend Cora.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game, but not like the others who get all the fame.
If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. Hanging with the brothers, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Ugh!
We're going to get copyright straight.
If anybody actually remembers that show.
Do. Anyways, hi, I'm Cora.
And like I said, Cass over there working the board. I'm free y'all.
For now.
For now. Anyway.
Hi, sorry. Hello again. I'm still here. I don't know when the appropriate time is to go to me. I don't think it's been either of these times. There you go.
The second one, maybe.
Maybe.
And another big announcement for y'all that like us over here on YouTube, you're going to get a helping of us a little bit more as we're going to move our D&D games to YouTube. Look for those when we're live. I'm trying to get into the room right over here. So, look for that to be happening possibly this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Please
so.
come hang out, make comments and stuff. Oh, no. Jason.
All right, well, I hope you...
This was a fun experiment. Switch places.
I hope you've enjoyed having Jason on the show because I'm going to kill him in his sleep now.
You don't work.
Anyway, I made the threat. I gotta follow through.
That is true. You do have to punish me.
I don't have to wait until you're asleep.
Anyway, let's go ahead and kick this thing off with some super cool nerd news. So, there's nothing more I love than playing a little FPS, especially one of my favorites, Overwatch. I've been super excited to play Overwatch 2, which dropped this Tuesday. Servers went live a little bit late in the day, and it is now Thursday, and I still have yet to play Overwatch 2.
I think servers went live is an exaggeration.
You mean servers went live, they got like several DDoS attacks that they somehow did not know were coming. Every other major game company knows that when they launch a new online game, DDoS attacks are coming. So that was an interesting take.
Yeah, their equivalent of going live would be me waking up with a massive hangover. I'm not actually awake. No. I'm kind of just... I might be running at about 50%, which is pretty much it says. I'm hoping at some point to enjoy it this weekend, maybe a little bit of Overwatch 2. I actually got in, but I was paying attention to something else and passed the kill.
Good job.
I was watching the wrestling, and I was like, yeah. Like, it was already gone. I was out of the queue. I was so mad. So, hopefully I'll get to play this week. A lot of improvements in the game. I want to play a little 5-on-5. A bit of a graphics improvement. Let's talk about some of the graphics and artwork. Since I can't play the game, I can only complain about it. What the hell are these portraits? There was one thing I really loved about the original Overwatch, and that was, the characters were unique, different. They didn't look like your typical heroes. Everyone in this photo looks like they went to a salon, they got their nails did, and a facial, maybe some haircuts, went up to a... Why have they done this to these beloved characters of mine? They all look the same. The girls look the same.
Okay, so I'm looking at the picture now, and I gotta say, there is one portrait that I think looks fantastic.
Oh?
It's the hamster.
Winston Winston looks fine too.
Winston looks okay.
Winston, we don't know.
So basically, the animals look fine, and all the people look way too yassified.
Sombra was always yassified, so I'll just.
I don't have a problem with Sombra.
Sombra, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
That's how I feel about Mercy. I'm fine with Mercy.
And Brigitte, I
don't like
Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Yeah.
But what did y'all do to Zarya? What did y'all do to my muscle mommy?
She's got a tattoo on her arm that's 512 kilograms, which is the record that she set for deadlift, I think.
Right.
That chick does not look like she can lift 512 anymore. She looks like she'd sweated out at half that.
Long ponytail now instead of the kind of like they still like we're gonna give you the shave size, but not. I don't like it. I don't like.
Yeah, she basically has my haircut. And I hate this. Well, I mean, I think it looks cute, but I hate having this haircut because it's not comfortable.
Cassie, I'll accept. Hey, he just grew his hair out. Whatever.
They,
But everybody else, Moira was sinister looking. Moira scared me a little bit, like just her features, and now they've like curved off her face and softened it a bit.
It's giving very like Pixar from the mid to late aughts, where all of their female characters, they just looked the same. They have the same nose, they have the same chin, and that's what these look like.
She looks like supermodel, and Moira taught me like a new. Like, I always endorsed why representation was important, but seeing an Irish villain did touch my heart deep inside. A woman that was an Irish villain, and she's not giving Irish villain vibes.
No.
She's giving runway walk.
And also, I hate Moira. I hate her character in game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want her to be pretty at all. I hate her
She's an
guts.
absolute villain.
But the last one I'm going to bring up.
Well, also, just real quick, I like when you give a villain character a nice smirk. It makes them a lot more sinister, and they took that away and just gave her this blank expression, and it's so uninteresting, and I hate it.
But then the last one, what'd y'all do to Junkrat?
Where's his goblin energy?
Junkrat is handsome. Junkrat is clean.
Junkrat has a mortgage.
And a yard he has to maintain.
Exactly.
His hair is not even on fire. Look, is this fair criticism?
Oh, wait a minute. I see a cinder. I see a cinder on the very end of his...
First off, he's clean. He should not be clean at all.
Cat.
He's a filthy sumbitch.
Are you going to be updating your cosplay?
Not to that.
Thank you.
I've been having trouble, like, even wanting to do a cosplay for him with this. Like, how could you not think about that? I am the authority on Junkrat.
Yeah,
not because I play him, because I don't. Because, I mean, learn a tank. Seriously. Or a healer. And I play mostly tanks and healers, although not now. But yeah, no, don't do that.
This dude's about to sell me a timeshare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be a good timeshare, but
absolutely
it's a
not.
timeshare.
Like
he at least still looks like not trustworthy, but in not the same way. Like the first Junkrat, I wouldn't trust him because I will get set on fire from some explosion that he did not mean to set off.
The second is an accountant. Like,
he looks like
sketchy.
He looks like if I met him in a dark alley with like shorts on, I would be afraid.
The first one is terrifying. The second one would belong at a My Chemical Romance concert with his guy liner, and I'm just not into it.
Yeah, the first one I would not trust with anything. The second one, he would trick me into walking into an explosion.
Yeah.
That he caused. Yeah, you're right.
And that's just not as much fun.
It's not.
Where's
Junkrat is the definition of like feral goblin energy, and it's just gone. Yeah.
Oh, what are they gonna do with Roadhog?
Yeah.
Oh.
In summation, is this story about anything pertaining to the play, the new style, or anything? No, because I haven't played it, so I had no choice but to go to this story. Blizzard, let me play Overwatch 2 and I'll stop complaining. Well, I won't. No.
Do you mean you didn't want to sit in a 30,000 person queue again?
And they couldn't tell us when that would stop happening. They're just like,
I can't even tell you like what my physical reaction was to seeing that number. Like instantly, like you look at your watch, like I don't think I have that much time in this day. Like this is a work night,
So I would like to put into perspective something. There is a game, like, y'all know I play 14. And I talked about the long queues for 14. 14, a little bit more of a massive game, so maybe they were a little bit more prepared, but I never saw a queue over 1,000, or over like 1,000 or 2,000. And it still only took a couple of hours to get in if the queue was that big. And this is a game where people are staying in it for very long periods of time as well.
Yeah,
and
that was what I was going to bring up. Like,
and Blizzard has World of Warcraft right there as a blueprint for them. It's the same thing. So they know exactly what they needed to have done, and they know how massive Overwatch is. And again, y'all, I know it's hard to prepare for like an attack on your tech, but if you're expecting it, you can also like fix it very quickly. What did y'all do?
Well, here's hoping I'll actually have something more to talk about Overwatch 2 next week if I actually get my hands around the game at some point. But you know what? Give me some skins for Overwatch 1. That's a gimme right now. So.
I saw a comparison between this launch and the one other video game launch that you do not want to be compared to. Fallout 76.
Yes.
That's what it's being compared to. And I saw an article saying they're being review bombed because people who haven't played it are throwing a fit. And I was like, that doesn't even qualify as review bombing. If they tried to play it and can't, then they deserve to be able to write a bad review. Blizzard, get it together. Not to mention, a lot of us were already annoyed because they didn't really treat the leaving of Overwatch 1 like it was anything. We had to go to like Dino Flask, who rocks, and you should look up his most recent video, Dino Flask, to put out an energy that said at least we're something is being lost as well.
Yeah, Kat and then introduced me to Dino Flask, and he's been a part of the community for a long time. And we were talking about, that was the only mention of like anything with Overwatch 1 leaving it all. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it had like Jeff Kaplan in the videos. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Usually video games, when they're like getting rid of something and they're bringing in something new, if they don't make a fanfare about it, they at least release some kind of note or letter or video, something to the fans, because the fans are why they have the next part. The fact that Blizzard didn't do anything is surprising.
Yeah, while moving from a model which takes away the focus on hope and takes the focus to hot. It's later in the alphabet, I guess. So like, it's been kind of a bummer. I still want to play it, but like, I want to play it begrudgingly. Like, I wanted to play the new God of War, which did turn out to be fantastic. So like, maybe I'm wrong, but.
Well, like I said, hopefully I'll have something to actually report about playing Overwatch 2 next week. I don't know if I will or not. Anyway, Cora, what you got?
I was going to go into another verse of the Mario rap, but I decided to spare your ears and not do that. So we got a Super Mario Brothers trailer.
Here we go.
Speaking of launches that went fantastic and just as well as you'd hope.
And look, so I'm gonna save my sourness for the end, but I am gonna talk about all the things I loved about it.
Dear
I
HBO Max,
absolutely adore the animation. It's perfect. It's great. I love it. It feels like I'm watching someone play a Mario game, and that's exactly what I kind of wanted anyway. The plot is very, pick a Mario game, this is probably a plot somewhere, and that's fine. That's exactly what it should be, to be honest. And all that's great. Jack Black is the best Bowser they could have ever got, and that's what we've got. And I'm so happy. He's perfect for the role. You can tell he's having fun. He's using his comedic timing for the good of mankind. Not really, but like for us, it's great. Charlie Day.
I was playing the wrong trailer. I apologize.
Oh no!
I thought it was like, oh,
Sorry,
that's a problem.
that was me. Sorry. Okay.
I named
Please
him,
keep
right?
going. You did.
Okay.
Please keep going.
Alright, Luigi, Charlie Day's Luigi, only saw him for 2 seconds. Perfect.
It didn't even matter. It was like, this is Luigi. I get it.
I heard a little bit, I heard enough, and I have enough faith in Charlie Day that he's gonna do fine. Seth Rogen as Toad? Like, That didn't sound like Seth Rogen, and I'm happy about that. Like, he was perfect. Great.
Wait, are you saying doing a voice could work out?
Yeah!
Oh,
Like,
weird.
Also, like, there's enough media for the Mario franchise that have voices that we know what we're going for with a voice, but none of that got communicated to frickin' crispy Chris Pratt over here. His performance is the one thing I did not like about this trailer. It was very flat, and his Brooklyn accent was essentially like the LaCroix of voice acting. You gotta listen real hard to even hear anything. It's there.
Is that Brooklyn? I thought it was vaguely Jersey, which I thought was
Like,
kind of...
That wasn't Seth Rogen's tone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Keegan-Michael Key.
Thank you. I'm so sorry, guys.
Seth will be Donkey Kong.
That's right. I'm sorry. I looked at the cast list before the show and got very confused, and I
had trouble with it too. Like
Keegan-Michael Key is perfect.
Okay, we're getting to Chris Pratt as Mario in the trailer.
All right, hold on.
Okay, I love the first minute of this trailer.
I think
Okay,
it's still here.
Yeah.
Bowser's awesome,
Yeah, Bowser is perfect, and a friend of mine
and them penguins.
mentioned that if we don't get like an end credit scene where we just have a metal rock concert with Bowser, like, if we don't get that, we're gonna have to riot. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, I want
Damn
that
it,
now.
I
We know.
a musical number with Jack? Yeah, shit. Okay.
Yeah, he could do it in character. You know what? If we get something, I'll be happy. Anyway, so a friend of mine had a theory for this awful voice that we were getting, and I think he read the theory somewhere else, and I'm going to apologize profusely because I did not come up with this theory. It was him. The Mario movie is actually an isekai, and the main character is Chris Pratt, who slowly becomes Mario over the course of the movie, and it ends with Charles Martinet voicing him right at the end. Like, do y'all hate that more or like it, or is it just like a mixture of
I
horror?
mean, that's hopeful. Like, that's a hopeful theory if he became that. We do know that Charles Martinet, who you would recognize as the voice, the authoritative voice of Mario, that he's going to make a cameo. He's already said that.
Yeah, and so something like that might happen. I hate this theory, but it's also, like you said, it's kind of hopeful. Regardless, I'm going to see this movie. I think we can safely say all of us are going to try and see this movie.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping it's a
Instantly.
sleeper hit like Sonic was.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, like, so I watched the live stream for the trailer. So I watched a little bit. I got to listen to Shigeru Miyamoto talk. I got to listen to the president of Illumination talk. They've been working on this hand in hand, like Miyamoto specifically working with the team of Funimation to make this work for like 7 years.
Oh yeah.
The past 7 years. Like, that number shouldn't surprise me, but it's still like a wow, 7 years kind of thing. And then they cut to the actors, and this is why I don't actually have that much faith in Chris Pratt's performance, other than his previous stuff. They cut to their two main actors, which would be Jack Black and Chris Pratt. They start with Chris Pratt, and he sounds like he's reading off a script, and it actually looks like he's reading off of a teleprompter or something. And he doesn't look fully committed to this live stream that they're doing, which kind of sucks, because, by the way, they were also showing this live stream at New York Comic Con. So this is being shot live to all the fans, and he just didn't seem into it. Then they get to Jack Black, and he's super pumped because, I mean,
He's being Jack.
he's being himself, and even when he's not trying, he just has more energy anyway. So it basically seemed like everyone was excited, and Chris Pratt was here because he signed up for something that he didn't really want to do, or something. I don't know. I can't speak for him and his motivations, but it does mean that I don't have a lot of faith in him as Mario, but I'm still gonna watch it because I think he'll do fine. He will do well enough.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think he'll do well enough for us to have a movie and it be enjoyable.
That's going to be April 7th, 2023.
Yep.
So this is kicking off our summer movie season. Boy, let's set the bar.
I mean, take a note from Sonic. Sonic's first trailer, everybody was really, really mad, and they got it together. They fixed the things that everybody was mad about. Or we're not even going to go too deep into whether Mario has a butt.
I love our chat.
Where's his cake illumination?
I love Nier picking which toads are not to be trusted. I'm like, don't trust any of them. They're all going to tell you the princess is in another castle.
Yeah.
And is the princess in another castle?
We don't know.
My next expose is how Toad was involved in the kidnapping of Princess. The clues are there. We just never saw them.
The truth is
He's
out
like
there.
the Kaiser Schwarze of the Mushroom Kingdom. It was me all along, Mario. He drops the high-pitched voice. Goes
he
lights up a
really...
cigarette. It was me all along, Mario.
He really should, because for years, like, they've been like, oh, rescue her from this castle. And then they're like, oh, why haven't we been suspecting Toad this whole time?
Right, so before we get off the topic of Mario, because all of us played various Mario games in our childhood.
Definitely.
What is a reference, just a singular reference that you're hoping to see?
Everybody hates Luigi. Please call him player 2.
I want to see the different colored Koopas and their ability to, when ingested, provide different kinds of powerful upgrades. I don't know how you work that into a movie, but I like it.
Oh, I'm going next. Okay. I want to see something with Luigi's Mansion.
Ooh.
I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, honestly, with that little cameo at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want Yoshi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's understood, but...
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Different shot. Hello. I need my booze.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I'm not giving you some...
The ghosts. Yeah, the booze. I love the booze, and I always have. Wow, that's
We have one
that's not
hanging on
getting
our
better.
wall, usually.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you want a Boozette reference?
no.
I'm not so much, but like I love them. I love them all, and I
It's
always
like
have.
the scariest thing that's presented so innocently. It's also scary in the game.
Yeah.
Like when they start coming after you.
Mechanically.
It's
They
like,
move fast.
Yeah.
It's...
Like mountain lions.
I have nightmares sometimes about Super Mario 3, the desert fortress, that first fortress where you're in the spike room.
Oh yeah.
Where they're going down. Yeah. Don't like it.
That, or why you can hide behind white blocks in Super Mario
Yeah.
World. Like, what is that? I want references to why do they hide their face when you look at them. It's the Doctor Who's angels.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's
I
the
love
same mechanic. Like,
You're right, and
I think it's one of the reasons that I am so scared of the angels is because they harken back to when I was like 5.
you,
Playing Super Mario World, and I'm like, they're coming to get me!
your childhood trauma resurfaced.
Exactly.
a Big Boo is great, but I just need the little ones. They're the ones I
The
need.
little ones were always my favorite, yeah.
Big King Boo. We love it. Yeah.
Well, Kat, this is not going to be a happy moment, so...
So, speaking of things that harken back to an earlier time, let's talk about Nadia Amin. Nadia Amin is one of the primary streamers, or one of the fastest rising streamers for Call of Duty Warzone. Her skill is kind of unbelievable, so as the community is wont to do, of course she must be cheating. There have been so many accusations of her cheating that if you watch her videos on YouTube or TikTok, the algorithm is going to bring up accusations of her cheating. She's not. She's just not. She's playing right now on a clean PC. This is Call of Duty Warzone. On a clean PC right now with like very limited programs even installed to be like, no, I'm just good at the game. And if you read any article by anybody who's actually an authority, they'll go into why her decision making is so good that it's clear that it's not a result of a mechanical cheat. Like when she backs off and when she goes aggro, all of this. Call of Duty Warzone is, of course, a battle royale, and she's just too good at it. So, of course, there's a ton of people out there. This is very Gaguri in 2018, 19.
But
Yeah,
Kat,
I think it was second season, so yeah, 2019.
But Kat, she's a girl. She couldn't possibly be that good. Is what basically this argument boils down to.
She is, I think, 21 or 22, and she's been a gamer for a long time. That is when you the peak of your skills, as far as mechanically, your reaction time, all of that is
It's
at
definitely
its
the peak
peak.
of my life.
I mean, I didn't have a great 21st year, but like my reaction time was great.
I was damn invincible.
But they're like, oh, she's using aimbots to hit other players' center mass, and it's like, okay, first of all, aimbots don't usually do that. Aimbots almost always give you headshots. And she's just too good.
I was about to say, because we've talked about aimbots a couple of times, and when there's a lot of enemies, it pulls in a direction, and you can visually see it pulling
Oh, it's on
a little
console.
bit. Oh, okay, fair enough.
And this is probably PC, but yeah, there's a lot of talk like that. Like, oh, she's trying to hit him center mass, and it's like, well, you know what messes aimbots up is when you strafe and jump a lot, which she does constantly. Another accusation leveled at her is that she's looking off to her other monitor to show wall hacks where you can see your enemies through the walls, and it's like, well, she's live streaming. She's probably looking at her feed.
Yeah.
And or her in-game radar, which every player has access to.
Or people just hate to lose.
Yeah, they sound like they're being like big butthurt babies.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got beat by a girl. Oh no.
Oh, I mean, anybody gets upset and they'll accuse anybody of cheating. Like I've been accused on Destiny of using aimbots, and I was like, first off, you don't know me. I'm not smart enough to do this thing that you're accusing me of.
To say everybody gets accused, while true, this does seem very targeted towards a specific type of player, and it's basically anybody who doesn't fit the demographic of what white young men tend to think of as the people who belong in the gaming community. You probably get cheating accusations more often than somebody who is white would get.
I think the most ridiculous one I ever had was like, stop making your voice sound deep, kid. I was like,
Absolutely amazing.
okay, cool. I'll go with that one, sure. I went, you're right, sir, I'm 12.
Then sniped him.
I mean, yeah, killed his ass. Again.
I would love to be able to shut down haters by my pure skill, and I just can't because I don't have that much pure skill. But, yeah.
Anyway,
I
so-
can support the other people who are out there doing it.
Congratulations on getting good.
Seriously. That's all I've got on that one.
Cool. Cass,
Oh,
are you going to be able to do this?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Are
do
you
it. I'm
okay?
gonna be so good. This is gonna be great.
You're doing
I know.
amazing,
Yes,
sweetie.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Okay, so it was several years ago, 2019, I think. James Bond came out with a movie called Knives Out. And it was, it's my favorite Daniel Craig movie. It's my favorite Rian Johnson movie. It might be my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis movie. It's absolutely amazing. And as we all know, there's going to be a sequel released on December 23rd, 2022. So basically Christmas. But what we didn't know until recently is they're doing a release in theaters. And it's going to be over Thanksgiving weekend. We don't know what theaters are showing it, but it's going to be limited release. So there are some there's I think about 200 in the U.S. There's some in the U.K. There's some in a couple of different countries. But we're getting I want to see it so bad, and it's Thanksgiving, and I need to see it. Tickets don't go on sale until October 10th, which is also probably when we're going to figure out which theaters are playing it. But it's Knives Out, and it's lovely, and I'm so excited, and I want to see it over Thanksgiving.
So I'm making a note about that to talk to
Well,
people.
the way to keep it in theaters is go see it. Everybody go see it.
Yeah.
If it makes money, not like Morbius, you don't have to trick people.
It will be released on Netflix
Right.
December 23rd. So
But,
you
yeah,
can go see it, but if you want to support this movie even a little bit more, go see it in theaters.
And I've come to re-enjoy the movie experience as well, you know, since we can go again.
Definitely,
Yeah,
especially
Kat
for
and I have been
horror
a few-
movies.
Yeah, Kat and I have been in a few, because neither of us goes to the theater without the other one.
Not usually.
Not anymore. we went and saw Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, maybe one or two others, and
Went to see
it is
Nope
fun.
with Jason.
We did see Nope.
It was good.
Yeah, it's fun.
that was
And
worth
this is definitely a movie, like, it doesn't have it's not Avatar, it doesn't have that grandiose, but it's still lots of fun.
I mean, it's about going to see it sooner for
Yeah.
me as much as anything. Honestly, Korra was the first one I remembered going hard on seeing the first one, and we're like, yeah, okay, and then we saw it and we're like, that's so bad.
It's okay.
If as I told them before the first Knives Out, if you like Clue from 1987 or whatever, you'll love Knives Out. It's the same vibe. It's
It's
same
a farce.
Yeah, it's a farce.
You don't have enough farces in modern era, and it's so well done.
It's so well done. And so, like, when we heard there was a Knives Out 2, it was just an instant, is there a
Yes.
trailer?
Yeah.
No? Well, we don't need it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they bring it to the Inwood Lounge here. Would be a fun place to see it.
Be.
Do y'all want to hear a fun fact about Knives Out 2?
Yes.
Danielle Craig had to, like, take lessons again for, like, a year.
Did
to,
he-
To get that Kentucky.
to get the
He
Kentucky
forgot his own
accent. It had been so long since he
It's
used
for
it.
the best.
He had to, like, go back to school and learn how to do the Kentucky accent.
And his drawl is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect. And I love that he had to go back.
That's incredible. It's so slow and so deliberate. I love it. It makes him the perfect. And this is like an anthology, right? Like it'll basically be a bunch of different people, but just around
I
him.
think he's the only character.
Which is sad, but also makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
And he
it's
had to
very
do that
Agatha
in-
Christie.
He had to do that in
Yeah.
Logan Lucky too, right?
I don't know if it was Kentucky. It was Southern.
Yeah, it was Southern. It wasn't Kentucky though.
I also love in a kind of like modern update of like Sherlock Holmes and Poirot. He's very kind. He's not very arrogant, and I really liked that modern twist on this classic Holmesian personality.
Yeah.
And that he was so quiet.
Yeah.
Like the whole like sit back and watch what happens until he's ready to actually
Yeah.
ask questions or make accusations. It was
I
good stuff.
am very, very, very slightly concerned because the first murder on the Orient Express was amazing. It was very cold, lots of coats and stuff. And the first Knives Out was cold and coats and stuff. And the second murder on the Orient Express, which was Death on the Nile, got warmer and it got worse. And this is set on a beach. And like I just see the pattern. And I think it's just my own brain being
Is that
like,
the only thing they have in common, really? Like, okay, so that's not a fair accusation. Let's just shut that down right now. Like, I was like, wait, was Murder in the Orient Express, was that a Ryan Johnson film? No, okay, so that's
I
bonkers.
think they share one actor. I think Leslie Odom Jr. might be in Glass Onion. That's the only that's the only thing. I'm gonna make it to where you can't see me anymore. It's like magic.
That didn't happen.
Well, as long as we're talking about movies, this one's gonna hurt. I'm sorry. We got our first full trailer for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and I already look. I'm going into this movie. It's supposedly a 2-hour and 50-minute runtime. I ain't moving. Not an inch. Maybe on the third showing I'll get up to actually go to the bathroom. But we were treated to some views. A couple that I'm really excited about. We see Riri Williams, played by Dominique Thorne, in her full Ironheart suit. It looks amazing. M'Baku's back. But we see what the basic gist of the movie will be is that we will be acknowledging the passing of T'Challa, played by Chadwick Boseman. I'm not going to speak any more about that because you will see a grown man cry. I do have some backstory on the development of this movie I'll get into later. But this movie will have Namor, depicted by... Tenoch Huerta, who will be playing Namor. And in case you're not familiar with comics, Namor's a dick.
That's an apt descriptor.
One person who will be carrying this movie definitely is Angela Bassett as Queen Ramona.
So good.
Every scene I've seen her in is completely just blown me away powerful because the kingdom of Wakanda is now without a king. And she acknowledges that people are seeing that they're weak. No. Show them who we are. Apparently Namor said bet. And it looks like he is going to invade Wakanda to attempt to take it over and become the new ruler, which is going to bring out, well, one of my favorites, Winston Duke as M'Baku. They acknowledge that the white ape tribe is no longer a outside force. They are bonded with Wakanda now, which is great. Sorry.
No, they're amazing. They're so cool.
Couldn't resist. We will see, I did catch this, we will see Ironheart in 2 suits, a prototype suit, and then she gets right to it. Tony would be so proud. I'm so ready for this. Of course, Denai Guerrero returns as Okoye, and it looks like she portrays such a character of power, and we see some real emotional scenes from her in this movie. Like, just take the tissues. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you.
We know.
But the main thing that I am but also seeing Namor fly like a dragonfly looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we do get our first look at who will be wearing the mantle of the Black Panther. Now, for you people out there that don't read comics, I'm sorry, I won't spoil it for you. For everybody else that reads comics,
you know.
oh yeah, I love this suit. In my time with Black Panther, I love the Civil War suit, not so much the Black Panther suit. This suit, I'm loving. Gonna have to get past Letitia Wright, just a little bit. But I think we can move on. I'm ready. November 11, 2022, we'll see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and I'm ready. But there's some backstory on this as well that I was looking into. Ryan, now, of course, the passing of Chadwick Boseman was kept very close to the vest. It was known by very few people. Apparently, he had written the script for Black Panther 2 already.
Oh, wow.
And then Chadwick passed. Now, it broke him so bad, he considered leaving directing.
Oh my God.
Because this man was his friend. If you look back, no one had an unkind word to speak about Chadwick Boseman. He was an amazing individual. And it is sadder with his passing. But can you imagine that bond that other actors who actually were in his presence to learn that? I could understand. And I'm glad that Ryan Coogler is still in the saddle. But honestly, had he chosen to walk away, I don't think I could blame him.
Like, no. I understand, and I don't know all of Chadwick Boseman's, like, motivations, but I understand the desire to live every day with what you have and not to have your work and your friendships overshadowed by this sad thing that's coming. But, like, I do get the feelings of hurt and betrayal, even almost, that you would face if you didn't know about it, and then he passed.
And I am happy they did not recast the role.
Yes.
We're going to acknowledge, I don't know how they're going to pull it off in the movie. I am going to be front and center ready for it. Just hurt me good. Let's just get past it. It's I don't know, I'll probably, not crown like 4th showing maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. November 11th. Bring it on. Just right there.
I will say this. I want to say this. Cass and I went to the premiere of the last one.
So it turns out we've always gone and seen movies
together. It's not a new thing that we go see movies together. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to disparage anyone else. There were not very many white people there. And it is one of the best Marvel movies and the best Marvel origin stories I've ever seen. Show up to the theater. It's so good.
I can speak a little bit.
The first one was.
Black people showed up.
They did. It was
in
a
their
packed
Sunday
showing.
best. Apparently, there was a thing that I saw showing up wearing white.
Certain people, they had. So I saw that too. It was basically they wanted anyone who is black to show up in purple since it is a color of royalty. Yes. They want people of South American descent to show up, and I think like blue or teal. Because for them, that is a color of royalty. And they wanted people that are not of persuasions to show up in white in support.
I just happen to have a purple button-down shirt that looks very nice.
Black being for funerals is an extremely Western thing as well. Right. So that makes sense. That they're like,
or
yes,
even
but it's not yours.
Like a blank template.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
And that's a sacrifice. I don't look good in that color. But it's one well worth making.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you want to check out some of my other thoughts on it, go over to supercoolnerdshow.com and for some stills from the movie, including a really good one of what that new suit looks like. So, yeah.
And also, one more thing, because I'm a nerd,
No.
Wait.
and I really
Here?
like...
The hell you say.
I really like Aztec culture. I'm gonna knock this over just a lot. No, Namor, the mask he is wearing on the poster, along with the wings on his feet that help him fly, he is wearing a mask of I'm gonna butcher this name, and I'm very sorry. Please don't come at me. Quetzalcoatl, which is an Aztec god of the sun and is known as the winged serpent.
Ooh.
Yes, so he, the sun, life, and there's a whole list of things that I don't have.
Growth and crops and stuff. Yeah.
Maize, corn. Yeah.
Corn is a big deal.
Yeah, I just thought I would throw that out there because I'm curious to see if they're gonna play with that kind of stuff more in the film.
It's going to be dope, and it's going to be a little hard to see because I think most of the community loved Chadwick Boseman, but it's the right thing to do to honor him, to carry out his legacy, to go see this new movie.
I also found the Namor figure today. I'm very happy about that. So.
Hey!
Oh, is that what you were referencing? I thought you were pointing to the scientist lizard.
No.
I thought you were looking at my feet.
What?
Gross. You're not Mia. So just like calling out Jason. It's a little behind the scenes moment for you.
Oh boy.
I mean, I can get you pictures.
Stop it!
No, do not give him pictures of her feet. No.
Don't say that on live stream where people...
Whatever. We all
Anyway,
know. And none of us
so-
can disagree that she's precious. We just disagree to the degree.
So, Cor, anything you want to contribute?
Black Panther
besides-
2, go see it. Ryan Coogler, glad you stayed.
Yes.
Yes. I do have some movie news, actually.
Go for it.
It's very quick, but we have a director for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So that means that, yeah, we're moving on with this. We're going. Jim Henson's Creature Shop is already working on those animatronics.
Oh, they look dope.
Yeah. I can't look at the correct camera. It's just not in my repertoire. No, Emma Tummy is going to be the director. I had a list of the movies she's done.
That sounds like a woman. Why would they let
Yeah.
a woman direct horror?
I know, it's bad choices. No, we're excited. She hasn't done a lot, but I'm very excited to see what she's going to do. I always love giving directors that don't have a lot under their belts, like, give them more good stuff. Like, give them more big stuff and see what they can do. I think she's going to do great. The production is set to begin next year in February. And the screenplay was written by Scott Cawthon, Seth Cudbeck?
It's your own handwriting.
No, it's no. It's just spelled weird. Cuddeback. It's a weird
It is a weird
pronunciation.
name. I don't know that name.
Yeah, but also by Emma Tummy herself. So all three of them work together. So basically, the producers and Tummy work together to create the screenplay. And I'm getting more excited as I hear more stuff about this movie.
You're
And that's
the Five Nights at Freddy's expert here.
which is funny because, man, did I not play those games. But I watched a lot of lore videos because I wanted to know what was going on.
Stories, doesn't it? Like some pretty deep lore to the world building.
It had... So, I'm going to have a hot take on how I feel about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. I hope... You know what? Send me hate. I don't care. You got nothing. You're yelling at me about a game. I think that the lore is deep in a way that's very shallow. Because he didn't intend for all of this lore, and he kind of had to make it up as he went. He did things in the first game that were just spooky, and then he had to come up with reasons for them, and in doing so, made a big tangly mess of his own lore, because even if you go by just the video games, there's a lot of contradictions in and of itself. And, like, I don't care. The whole, how I see the games is it going to scare someone that I'm going to watch out someone else play? Like, are they going to get scared? Yes? Cool. Security Breach was weird.
I mean, spoiler alert, that's how the entire D&D campaign works out.
Yeah.
To post-justify a lot of the lore drops. Like,
I'm just confused on what this movie is going to... Is it
That was my big question.
Is it going to be scary? Are we going to be kind of mocking? Like, how is this going to work out? Because the Five Nights at Freddy's games, I don't know how they play into a movie. They terrified me. The one that I played and said, I'm good. I don't need to go to any others.
Which is funny because I told y'all to get the first one so that you could ease yourself into the mechanics, and you picked the newest one at the time, which had hard mechanics. I'm still
Salty.
baffled. No, I'm baffled that y'all went around the wrong one.
3 grown men screamed in a room just
In
at
the
the
dark.
same time.
They wondered why I didn't want to be there. But I could see how you could make this into a movie. There's actually a fan game that was made a few years ago that played. Bless you. Sorry, you're good. More like a adventure RPG kind of thing, kind of like Security Breaches. It was bad, but you had these kids that broke into the Fazbear pizzeria that got shut down because people died in it. Fun fact, that's why the animatronics are moving. And they start dying, and so it becomes an escape, like one of those escape thrillers. So they could do something with that. I don't know if they're going to go with the first game, if they're going to go with any of the other games. Like, it's very up in the air because all of the characters throughout the franchise are super popular. So it's a toss-up.
When is it supposed to come out? Do we know?
We have no idea since it hasn't gone into production yet. It won't go into production
So
until
maybe
next
they're
year.
intentionally obscuring some of these details.
Oh, yeah.
My curiosity is piqued enough. But I'm just curious, what are we getting?
I mean, whatever we're getting Jim Henson Creature Shop animatronics. So
That's worth the price of admission.
yeah, what I'm imagining is if they go for a more campy thing, it's gonna end up like the Dark Crystal, where it has like campy feel to it, but it was still kind of spooky and very uncomfortable. And I don't have nightmares about Skeksis.
Not at all.
Right. We're going to start breezing through some stuff.
Yeah.
Cats.
That's all the big
Speaking of stuff you could just breeze through, if you haven't seen it yet, watch Brendan Gleeson's SNL promo. He's like 46, 47 or something, shredding it in the back halls of SNL. Yeah, he was skateboarding. He said he's primarily a skateboarder with secondary as an actor, just tearing it up, getting tackled by security. It's the best SNL promo I've seen in a hot minute. The man can skateboard.
What?
It's impressive.
I
This
gotta
is the
see
guy
this.
from In Bruges, The Guard. I think back in the day, even like Braveheart. He was in Harry Potter. He can skateboard.
Brendan Gleeson?
Primary
Yeah.
professions.
Yeah, he's... Hold on. He's 67.
What?
Yeah. Even older than I thought. I was so impressed
I
with
will
this
not
promo.
be that spry at
He's in
67.
his late 60s.
It's so good. Like we're gonna watch it after the show. Good.
Okay,
Like holy shit.
bring this.
Absolutely amazing. Okay.
That's all on the story. Just watch the promo. Yeah.
Cool. Cass.
Cass,
Why every
There we
time?
go. All right. No, I just had one more note, and that is technically Chris Pratt said his voice was going to be like unlike anything you've heard in the Mario world. And that
Well.
was true.
That. Yeah, it was.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Technically, that is what
It's
he
weird.
delivered.
They haven't
You're-
had a boring voice before now.
You were both right and wrong.
It's like he has a brand new ass. It's flat.
It's flat.
It
and
has no
boring.
depth to it. It's not interesting, and it doesn't add to the lore. So
And I
yeah.
hate it so much. That was my only other story. That was my only other note that I took.
Well, I'm going to jump into some breaking, shocking
Go ahead.
news. No one can believe this. Are y'all ready? I'm sorry.
Are we trying to
Okay.
be Fox
So
now?
ready.
Listen.
I guess.
This is big. This is big.
Okay.
Guys. Velma from Scooby-Doo is gay.
Knew it. Called it.
Shocking.
I know. Well, hold on. Get your heads together. In a recent Scooby-Doo movie, Velma was revealed that she was crushing hard on a villain, which you do. And I thought it was kind of cool and everything. Velma was always my favorite. Nobody liked that heifer Daphne. Nobody liked her. Nobody liked her. Everybody liked Velma. Bend it over and get them glasses. Oh, yes. Anyway. Well, guess what, everybody? This does not change my perception of Velma, that a character depicted in a cartoon is gay. This might shock some of you, but everything on Rule 34 out there and Reddit, still there. Get over it. Moving on to that, though, Velma is getting her own HBO Max series, kind of in the vein of Harley Quinn and some other things that we've seen. Mindy Kaling will be providing the... I said it, Kaling?
Kaling.
Kaling will be providing the voice of Velma in the series. We get a little bit of a trailer here where they kind of reenact the whole screen thing.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. Yes,
Okay,
we do. We will.
It's
we will.
the
In
one
3, 2,
with the
1.
glasses chick.
Yes.
Did
It's
it?
not the one with the Koopas.
I did it. I nailed it.
You got
It's
it?
so
You
good.
got it? We
Yeah.
good? Okay, then. But yeah, there is actually a longer trailer that I chose not to go with where it gets a little bit gory. And I'll be checking that out later. We do get some announcements for some other voices. Mindy Kaling will be playing Velma. Glenn Howerton will be playing Fred. Constance Wu will be playing Daphne.
Yes.
And Sam Richards will be playing Norval. That's Shaggy's Christian name. Anyway.
Is it really?
Yes, it is, actually.
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
No word on Scooby, but Frank Welker is right over there, people.
Seriously.
You know what to do. Anyway. Yeah, this other preview has them like in a locker room and some things. Go see that by yourself. So it looks really weird. It looks like it's going to have some just off-the-wall comedy. Shaggy will be, Shaggy, Norval. Maybe I don't know about going Ultra Instinct or anything like that. But they did show these scenes today at New York Comic Con. No announcement for when the series will debut. It's supposedly sometime in 2023 on HBO Max. But I am down for it.
Oh, Kat, by the way, Sam Richardson is that super cute guy from the after party, the black guy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I know who he is
I
now
love him so much.
because we saw him in a couple other things,
We did.
including a live play D&D thing that Deborah Ann Wool did. He called, I don't remember what it was called, but
Something in...
something Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, but not that.
That's exactly what it was called.
Yeah, like I love him. He was so good in After Party, which is a great series on Apple TV Plus. But yeah, the most interesting character by far in their little group.
Okay.
Velma.
I can't wait. I like these series like this, though. I know, it's not canon. I don't want it to be canon. I want it to be funny.
Yeah.
It's the Mystery Gang. I don't need to know that stuff. I saw those cartoons. I hated those cartoons. I really like the newer depictions of the Mystery Gang.
I mean,
Also... Oh, go ahead.
there's a reason we supported her over Daphne and Betty over Veronica and all those old school cartoons. Why the secondary woman was the one we were like, what's your deal?
And as far as this big reveal, the signs were there, folks.
Come on.
Corey and I were talking about this before the show. Like, the original show was about teenagers in a van in the 60s. They were having sex with each other all the time. Like, you can't... That's what the 60s teenagers in a van was
Just
about.
driving around the country in a van.
Yeah,
Boy,
you think that those people were just having an innocent time? Absolutely not.
Oh, no. There were some people that got run over by that van, I'm sure.
And you think the rest of the crew didn't know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. It'll be streaming soon on HBO Max. No dates announced, but it was revealed at New York Comic Con. So,
Could be fun.
that's it for me. Go ahead. That's all of my stories.
All right. So when you think of D&D, do you think of Legos? You will now. Lego is having its Lego Ideas competition, and they are collaborating with Dungeons and Dragons for their 50th anniversary. The winner for this design contest, actually, we'll get to what they get in a second. You are basically just designing a new Lego kit for them. And it can be anything related to D&D. Maybe you get inspired from one of your favorite storylines. You know, your monsters, characters, heroes, locations, like anything that's in D&D is on the table for your choices. And I'm sure you're thinking, but why would I want to make this? Let me tell you. The winner will receive 1% of all total net sales from their product. 10 complimentary copies of their set. Obviously, they will be credited in the bio of the set and materials as Lego Ideas D&D Fun Designer, and a prize package of D&D goodies.
I'm not going to say that we're not going to put in for this, by the way. You might see a Lego set come up. We have a giant bucket in our parents' garage of Legos, and Legos as battle sets is not exactly something new. Cass in a one-shot that we did streaming for Now with Milk that might not be available anymore. I don't know.
I don't think it is. But
we've done Lego sets
That
before.
closet over there is full of Lego sets, by the way. I love Legos, but my mind is just racing. Like, I want to build little minifigures of different characters now.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking brushing my airbrush, busting it out, and like customizing some cool villains and stuff.
I mean, we can make plenty of customs with Legos. Like, we can make a fighter, rogue, cleric. We can make a tavern set.
We could make a recreation of the library Obelix.
Whoa.
My coolest map of all time.
Bring it down.
Don't let them know. Don't let them know. But also, there's one new thing added for this competition as well that's not been in the other Lego ideas. Now, of course, they're going to have a panel of judges that are going to be judging us both from Wizards of the Coast and from Lego themselves, but they're adding another addition to this. There will be a fan vote. So we will get to vote as well on these sets. Now, ultimately, obviously, the companies have the last say, but we get to put in our vote on what we want to build and what we want to have. So
we don't have long to get it together.
Yeah.
It's by when?
The fan vote is starting November 28th through December 12th.
Jesus.
So I'm not sure, like, I don't have the information. The articles I found couldn't give me, like, all of the info, and I can't access the Lego stuff at work.
I think they have to be submitted by November 14th.
Oh, the phase is going to run November. I had information because I heard you say it and I was like, I need more information on this. It looks like the voting phase will run from the 28th of November to December 12th. But it doesn't say when your objects have to be put in.
I have it in a story. I think it was most of the time when we hear story news from other people, it's new to us as well. We all stumbled across this individually.
Deadline for competition entries November 14th at 6 a.m.
All right, there you go.
It's our dad's birthday.
Hey, so you guys
That's
have
how
a
you
hard
can all
life.
remember it.
I'm seeing
These random people's on the internet's birthday.
I'm seeing where all adventures start, a tavern. And outside the door, like random monsters, like an owlbear and a wyvern. And
Yeah, the my only, like, I have to look at the rules or anything, but it's like, man, I really hope I don't have to build this set because I can't build Legos very well, like my own stuff. But I have big ideas.
You'll have help if that's what you want to do, and that's how it go. Like, seriously,
I'm the builder.
Kat and I have been building Legos since we were born.
okay.
Seriously.
Also,
Not an exaggeration.
I got a note from our good friend Christian, who joins us in D&D. The Sam Richardson D&D show. It was called Relics and Rarities. Deborah Ann Wall.
That's
it
what it
was
was.
amazing.
Why didn't he sound off in chat?
Because he's a coward, which he will also hear that. So.
He joins us as Azra.
Well, all of that is really cool. November 14th. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, let's. Kat.
That's all I got.
Oh, you got. Cass, you got anything to end it off of? It is you.
Chris Pratt was just real
Just
bad.
gonna run back to that.
Absolutely
I mean,
terrible.
Okay,
he
then.
was so bad.
I will say, generally speaking, I have liked Chris Pratt in his roles. I liked him as Andy in Parks and Rec. I liked him as that everyman Lego guy, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not encouraged by what I saw in this trailer, but generally speaking, I have liked him, so maybe there's something we're not seeing.
I don't dislike him. I think so far I dislike him as Mario. Like I don't think this was a good fit. More than
I don't think anybody's arguing that
Yeah.
he did great in this
Yeah.
from what we've
No.
seen, but I'm just saying, like, if you need to hold out hope, that's my hope for him. For the rest of it, it looks good anyway. Like, Jack Black as Bowser, I don't know anybody who was like, oh man, I didn't want that. Everybody's like, yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
All right, well, cool. Looks like we're going to go ahead and end this show, but we do want to do some shout-outs. Of course, we are playing some D&D this Saturday here on the YouTube channel, so come check it out there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a later game, which means alcohol will be involved. Anyway,
Nah.
Also, hey, shout out to our friends.
Octavia needs it.
I did not load this video into the system beforehand, but our friends over at Texas Latino Comic Con, please go visit them at txlatinocc.weebly.com for more tickets and information. October 22nd, 2022 at the Latino Cultural Center in downtown Dallas.
Also, want to remind you that Nerds Vote. I think you have 6 days left-ish to register to vote. Go check out your status, find out what you need, whatever, nerdsvote.com, and make your voice heard.
Sorry, somebody sent me a text right now that made me laugh. Yes, of course, we want to write the future. Use your voice, register, and vote. Go to nerdsvote.com for all the kind of information you need. Other than that, that is it for us. Check out supercoolnerdshow.com for news and other stories throughout the week. Of course, you can find us at SCNS Live. I don't know why I'm looking at that camera. At SCNS Live.
That was me. It should be this one.
Okay, cool. You can go find us at SCNS Live on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, if you want to follow us personally, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BetterCat.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Corodono Art for all things art and Suikoden related.
You can find me at The Good Cast on Twitter and Instagram. Happy to be running the show. I will do better next time.
Yeah. This was our first show.
We're going to hold you to that.
This is our first show running OBS, and it actually turned out pretty well. Big shout out to Cass for doing that over there, and yeah. I feel so stress free this week.
That's funny. I feel the opposite.
I know. The energy has shifted. Anyway, guys, that's it for us. We'll see you next week, and as we always say around here, keep on nerding.